4 more COVID-19 cases reported in Bengaluru. The total number of cases in Bengaluru has gone up to 250. Total number of cases in the state has gone up to 1,462. It is the third day that the buses have begun functioning in the state. From 7 a.m. this morning, all the buses departed to many districts from Majestic bus stand in Bengaluru. Many passengers began thronging the bus stops, and the officials have ordered that the bus drivers should make sure that they will stop at the villages if requested by the passengers. BMTC bus stop in YESHWANTPUR wore a deserted look this morning. All the pass holders have been allowed to commute, but majority of them have opted to travel through private vehicles as only passes are being allowed. COVID-19 cases has been on the rise in the state, and despite this, people were seen giving social distancing norms a miss at KR Market. Customers began to throng the KR Market as early as 5 this morning and started purchasing essentials in a large scale. The sellers and the customers were also seen without masks. No social distancing was maintained, and there was no mask that was worn in BMTC buses as well. In each of the lanes, there were 2 passengers who were seated next to each other without maintaining any social distances, and also the number of passengers in the bus had increased. The number of private vehicles plying on roads in Bengaluru has increased. Also, people are opting for private vehicles like autos more than the public transport because it has been crowded. At Majestic, many vehicles were seen ferrying passengers without any social distancing. Normally, it costs 5 rupees for one stage to another stage in a BMTC bus, but now as the BMTC has made it mandatory for the passengers to be buying in daily passes, they have been forced to pay 70 rupees, and this has been met with a lot of criticism and opposition by the commuters. Gnanaganga Nagar and Nagavara have been identified as containment zones in Bengaluru. The BBMP has identified these areas as containment zones after new cases were reported from these localities. A person who had tested positive after returning to Bengaluru from Tamil Nadu has succumbed to COVID-19. The person was staying near Hebagodi in Bengaluru. Over 20 primary contacts of the person have been identified and quarantined. A loud noise was heard across many localities of Bengaluru on Wednesday afternoon, and the sound had left many residents panicked. And there is no official confirmation about what caused this noise, but Police Commissioner Bhaskar Rao said that investigation is underway to know the cause of the sound. Sports Minister C.T. Ravi has said that except gyms and swimming pools, all other sports will be allowed in the state, but there will be no permission which will be given to contact sports. He also said that people who practice sports must ensure strict social distancing and take precautionary measures. The Karnataka High Court has asked the state government to provide details of buses and trains that the government has arranged for the migrant workers. This comes after the government failed to provide transportation to several migrant workers who were stranded, and majority of them were found walking back home on foot. A total number of 4 trains were arranged for migrant workers from Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Uttarakhand to leave from Chikbanawara, and they did go on and reach the respective states as well, and the Karnataka state government is making all the necessary arrangements to make sure that the migrants reach their native towns. For the past 2 months, Bengaluru's hotspot for nature lovers SANKEY wore a deserted look, but as soon as relaxations came into effect, the park saw many people, and early morning joggers and walkers expressed their happiness with this move by the government. Many passengers were also seen waiting at the BMTC bus stand in KR Market, and majority of them complained about the fact that the BMTC was not operating their buses on time, which caused a delay for them in reaching their respective designations and offices. As the buses from Majestic to North Karnataka have been stopped post 7 p.m., there were also many passengers who were waiting at the platforms itself along with their children, and even senior citizens too were forced to stay back as there was no buses. There has been a huge decline in the number of KSRTC passengers, which was witnessed on Wednesday when compared to Tuesday, that was on the 18th of May. Several passengers had used KSRTC services to go to their native towns. Now the KSRTC has finally decided that they will operate buses based on the demand. Kempegowda bus station at Majestic wore a deserted look as there were very few passengers at the bus station. Apparently, passengers are not willing to use bus services because of the COVID-19 fear. On Wednesday, passengers at Kempegowda bus station were waiting for buses as early as 6 in the morning, but BMTC once again started its operations late, and this has left a lot of commuters miffed. Many of the people were also found waiting for buses at the satellite bus stand on Mysore Road who wanted to travel to Mandya, Mysuru and Ramnagara. The passengers were all waiting for KSRTC buses to resume services so they could board buses to their respective destinations. Passengers, conductors, drivers were being screened at KSRTC bus stands, and people without masks were also not being allowed inside the bus depots, and they were being sent off by the officials. Markets have opened and social distancing is not being maintained, and this has caused a lot of problem. And in one such vegetable distribution which was held at Hegganahalli, primary and secondary education Suresh Kumar, who was also a part of the event, saw that people had failed to maintain social distancing while collecting vegetable kits. Hundreds of them were present to collect the vegetable kits, which led to a lot of chaos. KSRTC and BMTC staff who had stayed back at the Majestic bus stand were seen struggling without any food facilities. Officials from the transport department later brought packed food to the staff, and conductors and drivers were seen arguing with the officials as to why they were not being provided without proper food and accommodation.